Baby, be in love with your fantasies. I can be a star, make a sky so bright. Welcome to my dungeon, this is ecstasy. Let me play the fantasy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Asia.
And it's your boy, BJ, and we back like we never left. It's always a pleasure whenever we get together. So shout out to everybody in the building that hit that thumbnail. Now, we're about to be checking out a new video today. This is actually something that kind of came across our feed. A couple of people been hitting us in our messenger like, yo, bro, I need you to check this video out. I think it's going to raise some eyebrows. I think you guys would be very, very interested in it. Yeah. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and check it out. Let's go ahead and dibble and dabble and see what we got. Now, the title of the video, before I even had got into it, when I read the title of the video, it said Oprah Winfrey reacts to getting canceled after new revelations. So I'm like,
Oprah?
Yeah, Oprah Winfrey reacts to getting canceled. I didn't even know Oprah got canceled or anything in relation to that. So I'm not really sure. How would she get canceled? Yeah. But they saying after new revelations. So I'm really interested to see what they're talking about. Okay. Because we've been knowing Oprah since back in the day, since before she even started the Oprah Winfrey show. Yeah. You know what I mean? Wow. And from my standpoint, I always known Oprah to kind of be a pretty squeaky clean person as far as like image goes. But yeah. I know everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody has their flaws. So
right. Okay. Well, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell so you don't miss any videos from Asia and BJ. Okay, let's go ahead and tap into this video, y'all.
Hey, let's check it out. Let's see what we got.
The curtains are closed. I know it when the cameras aren't running. That's why Oprah Winfrey does not want to sit down publicly with me nor my husband to have a conversation.
Oprah Winfrey is a slave trader. Why do you think she has that school in South Africa? Why does she hang out with who she hangs out with?
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
Yeah, I've never heard. I know that she has a school for sure in Africa somewhere.
Is this what they saying though?
That's what it sounds like. Oh.
Rose McGowan has put Oprah.
What did I say? Was at Jeffrey Epstein's.
Rose McGowan has put Oprah on blast. Rose recently called out Oprah on Twitter over her past associations with some controversial men. Rose wrote, quote, from being
Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do and stop hiding behind.
I'm trying to read the message. I'm glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims. She is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come.
That's from Rose McGowan.
Wow.
Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do and stop hiding behind what you call was negative comments.
When most people think Oprah, first thing that comes to mind is that she's a legend that's made her mark in the industry. And while this may be true, she has also managed to remain at the center of several scandals over the years. Well, it seems those scandals are starting to catch up with her, as she was recently called out and canceled by the vast majority. But I know that's hard to believe considering the standard she's created for herself in the industry, but you'd be surprised about just how shady her journey to the top has been. Good thing you have me, because I'm here with all the gist. So just stay tuned till the end so you don't miss exactly what she did that tipped the public over.
And if the abuser is any good, he or she is going to make you feel like you're a part of it.
As someone in showbiz, it's generally almost impossible to completely avoid scandals. But even with as hard as it may be, Oprah takes the scandal game to the next level, as the television diva has been repeatedly caught up in a series of less than ideal situations. And one thing that has been constant about these situations she's been in is that they usually involve another party. To drive my point, let's take her relationship with Harvey Weinstein, for example. Winfrey and Weinstein have had a professional relationship that stretches back 2 decades. There are many photographs of her kissing and hugging the mogul at awards ceremonies and events sponsored by the Weinstein Company. She has starred in and produced movies that his company distributed, including The Butler and The Great Debaters. For those who may not know, Harvey Weinstein is an American filmmaker who rose to become the face of an abuser for the #MeToo movement. Per the news, 5 years ago, the story that had long been whispered in the halls of agencies and studios, as well as on film and television sets, finally became public. A series of bombshell articles revealed that Harvey Weinstein harassed and assaulted dozens of women for decades and used his power to bully them into silence. According to TMZ,
What is happening here?
No, as far as like the Harvey Weinstein or Weinstein,
I know, but
we've known about that for sure.
I know, but the affiliation though.
Yes, but it's a lot of people in showbiz that was affiliated with him way before all of that stuff happened. And then as soon as like news broke of some of these things happening, everybody tried to distance themselves from him to a degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weinstein said Winfrey encouraged him to defend himself publicly, implying that the TV host might have actually been on Weinstein's side against so many women. However, her people said they never spoke directly, and she was only interested in talking to him for a TV interview.
Talk about what's happening with Harvey Weinstein. I know you posted on.
So I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment.
Interestingly, Winfrey made no mention of Weinstein during her inspiring Golden Globe speech. She has made it clear during other public utterances on the scandal that the cultural shift underway went much further than Weinstein's crimes alone. In fact, an aspiring actor, Britain's Katia Noble, who spoke at a press conference in November, alleges that Weinstein forced himself on her in a hotel room in Cannes in 2014 and said he used his relationship with Winfrey to groom her. I mean, she could deny it all she wants, but this basically establishes a connection that just seems too close to supporting him. Well, in truth, we shouldn't be too surprised that she might have been on Weinstein's side. I mean, this is someone that lied to the world about getting abused in her book just to boost sales. That's right. And that's not even the only lie she was exposed for in said book, exposure that came from her own family. Although Winfrey claims she never had any new dresses or dolls and had to adopt 2 cockroaches as pets growing up in rural Mississippi, her cousin contends she was actually relatively spoiled as a little girl. In the biography Oprah, author Kitty Kelly has claimed that Winfrey's tales have alienated her from much of her family. Where Oprah got that nonsense about growing up in filth and roaches, I have no idea, Catherine Carr Esters said. I've confronted her and asked, why do you tell such lies? Oprah told me that's what people want to hear. The truth is boring. Esters also added that the man in Oprah's life, Stedman Graham, was not really her partner, but rather a fixture to convince her audience that she was normal. Oprah keeps Stedman around because she...
You are lying. This can't be right. No way.
They dropping some bombshells in this video right now.
No way.
Some things that I wasn't privy to. You know what I mean?
I didn't either.
Because like I said...
I didn't either.
Like my mom, she a huge Oprah fan. You know, like Oprah, because like now Oprah got like her own like network,
right.
The O or whatever you call it, doing like her whole own thing. So like some of these things that's coming out as far as like her getting canceled and them saying things about her in her book, like these are things that I never would even thought that somebody would even say out their mouth about Oprah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
She wants her audience to accept her as a normal woman with a man in her life. But from what I saw during those 4 years, I can tell you there's nothing there with Stedman, nothing at all. James Van Sweden, a landscape architect who spent years working for the couple, said the tabloid also quoted Oprah's father, Vernon, as saying, she may be admired by the world, but I know the truth. So does God, and so does Oprah. 2 of us remain ashamed, Vernon said. And you know what they say about liars, it's usually a pattern. This was further proven by the other series of controversies Oprah got caught up in as time passed. One of these was the case of the false guru she brought on her show a while back. He is better known as João de Deus, or John of God. He's a Brazilian medium healer, subject of a profile by Oprah. Faria became famous for his intense methods of healing. Though he doesn't have a medical license, he performs both spiritual healing, praying intensely for believers and placing hands on them to cure their afflictions, and what appear to be actual surgical procedures without anesthesia. Faria has been written about for years since his practice started in 1978, but an episode of Oprah in 2010 devoted to him raised his profile exponentially. Later, 4 women appeared on Brazilian television to accuse Faria of abusing them when they'd come to him for assistance. Speaking on TV Globo, 3 of the women described their encounters with Faria to host Pedro Bial on condition of anonymity. Dutch choreographer Zahira Linneke Moos decided to be named and said that during one of her trips to see the healer to be cured of the trauma of previous sexual assault, he took her into a back room and had her masturbate him. He then had her pick out a gemstone from a set and granted special treatment. She has also accused him of raping her during another session. You would think that a scandal like this with her name attached to it would have been a he height. But as I give you these details, it gets even worse. More than a decade ago, the celebrity TV host set out to establish a high school in South Africa for just girls, but things quickly turned a different light not so long after its official opening. See, shortly after the all-girls high school opened in 2007, a school matron, Virginia Tiny Makopo, was charged with sexually molesting several girls. At the time, Winfrey flew to South Africa to offer a personal apology to the students and their parents, citing her own experience with sexual abuse, an experience that, if I might add, her own family refutes. Nothing is more serious or devastating to me than an allegation of misconduct by an adult against any girl at the academy, Winfrey said in a statement at the time. I will do everything within my power to ensure their safety and well-being. But where all of this actually goes south is when it hit the media a couple of months into it that Makopo, the same person that was charged for the evil act against those girls, was acquitted of the charges. And then shortly after, Oprah gets on the news to say this.
And somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is your, it feels good.
Can you imagine just how far she's willing to go just to push her less than ideal narrative? And to top all of these already terrible things that have happened on account of her one way or the other, someone else in the entertainment industry has called her out. The person in question here is the comedian Monique. In a new interview with The Hollywood Reporter, the 55-year-old comedian discusses both the origins and current standings of her public feuds with Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, and other celebrities. Everything started in 2004 when she met Daniels. The following year, she appeared in his directorial debut, Shadow Boxer. From there, Monique says, she and Daniels never stopped communicating, all the way up to her starring role in the 2009 film Precious. The film quickly earned critical praise and was part of the awards season discussion, something that Daniels, along with producers Winfrey and Perry, wanted to capitalize on. Monique declined to go on a press tour without being compensated for her time, and thus the rift began. As for why she didn't want to fly to France to promote her critically acclaimed film, Monique told news outlets that the same thing she told Winfrey at the time. I said, Oprah, I'm doing a talk show. I'm doing a comedy tour. I have a husband and I have babies, Monique recalls. I have a little bit of downtime and I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'm not going anywhere because I'm not obligated to go anywhere. I've done my part. So we mutually agreed to disagree. That was it. And while you'd expect a fellow woman to understand that, it wasn't the case with Oprah. At least that's what Mo believes. Because according to the comedian, next thing I know, I am considered difficult and hard to work with.
Wow.
Adding that she feels she was blackballed in Hollywood as a result of the situation. And although this move from Oprah and the camp affected her whole life and career by extension, Oprah has to this day refused to apologize, which is why Monique decided to call her out again. Well, fans seem to know exactly what she is, and many haven't held back on speaking about it. One Redditor wrote, I've had firsthand contact with Winfrey. She is not a nice person. Stuff she gives away are given to her as write-offs. She comes off as a healer. However, she will leave you in the dust and ignore you unless you're on her level or you can help her. She was a FC person on my flight, and I tried to serve her. She ignored me and wouldn't even acknowledge to me if she wanted a drink or not on American Airlines. She's a total phony. Looks like there's a lot that goes on with her behind the cameras that most of us don't know about. Anyway, as with all other things in life, only time will reveal the truth. That's it for this video. Goodbye.
Whoa. I need you to talk to me. Want me to go or what?
Yeah, you go first. That's just the earful.
Yeah. Now, my first thing, because like I said, I can't be a prisoner of the moment because I've known Oprah for what I've known her for almost my entire life.
Right.
So first off, I gotta fact check some of the things that people have said, especially regarding Oprah's book. And then also, a lot of people get canceled. A lot of celebrities get canceled, especially when it has to do with, who they're affiliated with. Right. Especially with the Harvey Weinstein or Weinstein, however you want to say his name. I know a lot of like celebrities. I know a lot of people that's like in the movie business that were always doing business with him, you know. And then when the bombshell of everything that happened, they started to distance themselves from
like
him.
They weren't associated. We not friends.
Right, because
just disappeared.
Because I've seen a lot of classic movies and a lot of like the big directors and people.
One.
Exactly, and you see his name on them with a lot of like directors that work with him. So, like I said, I'm not going to completely be a prisoner of the moment just because Oprah might have worked with him, let alone might not hate even knowing. Like,
but what about the other guy? And then the school of girls, like I don't know, because I just, I don't know, because I do understand that there's a way for you to be affiliated with people when you don't know everything that they're going on, and at the end of the day, you just trying to make a connection, because that's what it's about.
Business.
Right? It's the same, right? It's business dealings in a sense, just like you would at a job. It's just like you go to these functions and to these events and these things that they host, and you get to know people so you can make connections with like with other people, other avenues. That's how you get bigger, right? So I don't know necessarily that, and not to say that that's the case, that every affiliation was with the intent of knowing these people were these types of people, but at the same time, especially with the school of girls, like in particular, like I feel like that one, that would just be like my little baby, okay? Especially if it's somewhere, I don't know how much you have to go through to make things like that happen and to fall in place. Obviously, I would think it's a lot because you're dealing with kids, and not to mention you're dealing with something so far away that you just can't physically have your hands on or interact with on a regular basis. Like, I don't know how she would have been able to control that type of situation, but particularly because they were girls, they should have been more protected. But I don't know, in saying that, what that protection would be like. I guess you can only do so much, and then people really start showing them true selves when they get in a vulnerable opportunity to take advantage of something like that for the obvious. But
and me personally, I'm not necessarily trying to like take Oprah's side, because like I said, you see what somebody's image is on TV, but for everybody has their own life, everything going on behind closed doors. But like I said, from what I've always seen from Oprah, from just from like a TV standpoint, on the outside looking in, I've always seen her as somebody that's always been trying to help people. A person that's always doing,
but
positivity and things of that nature,
And saying all of that, though, that does not mean that just because that's the person that we've been seeing and that we know is not could be for somebody that she's not.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right.
Just like even with Monique, it's just like, how am I like this funny comedian lady that's been doing all these things, and then I run into this one person that has all this power, and she says the one thing, and then I'm taken out completely, you know? So,
but that happens a lot, though.
I'm sure it does.
That happens a lot with a lot of people, and I remember the thing with Monique.
But it's like, you saw how they were smiling in the picture. Obviously, she didn't feel like that at that moment.
Yeah, but like I said, you can have a falling out with somebody, and then, because I remember that whole thing with Lee Daniels, with Tyler, it was Tyler Perry as well, and Oprah Winfrey. It was like, she felt like that they blackballed her after that, and kind of like made it, put that word out there that she was difficult to work with. That's why her career didn't really go any further as far as like acting after Precious. Yeah. Because she felt like people put her name out there saying that she wouldn't do certain things and obligations. And I remember that she was saying that she wasn't going to get paid for it, so she didn't do it. Right. But I feel like that was the backlash of not, helping directors, producers to help promote your movie. Right. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know, wherever the chips fall, let them fall. But I would have to do like some fact checking on a couple of these things, because some of this stuff I was never aware of. I knew she had a school, but I didn't know about like those allegations and stuff. Yeah, like no, that.
I didn't. A lot of this is stuff I've just hearing from the very
counseling
first time.
Oprah. Yeah. How they gonna cancel Oprah?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff is stuff I'm hearing for the very first time. So just like you hear something for the very first time, you like, wait, what now?
Yeah, it's definitely an eye opener. But like I said, I can't be a prisoner of the moment watching one video about them saying something about Oprah, because like I said, I got to check it out.
Yeah.
Like
What
I need facts.
What else do we need to see? What else is out there? Okay, where we need to go? Okay, send us in the right direction. Send us an email. Okay.
Yeah.
Where? Okay, I need to know what this is about for real.
Yeah, y'all let us know how y'all feel.
There's
man.
more to this. I'm sure there is. So y'all chime in, okay? And if y'all enjoy this, give us a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell, okay? Okay, make sure y'all head over to Exit Script Podcast, okay? Because Asian BJ got a podcast coming out. If you made it this far, you a real one, okay? If ain't nobody else told you, I love you. We're going to see y'all in the next video, y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Bye.